All right, I'm back for Dust TS's ongoing coverage of FRAG X Block 2025. I'm here with Empathy from Supernova Comments, following the team's qualification to playoffs. So the qualification to playoffs came off of a fantastic win over Might, overtime on Dust 2, and then an absolute beatdown on Anubis. What went so right for the squad on Anubis?
I think we were pretty confident. We were debating whether or not we should pick Anubis going into it. And so when we saw them pick it, it was really surprising for us. But it was really good. We were super excited, and we were really glad we got to play them because we had played them a lot online. But we played really well. I think it took us a little bit to get started, especially on Dust 2, us losing the first 6 rounds in a row. But once we got our groove in, we just kept on winning. So
in that sense, they started with a 6-0 lead on Dust 2. Do you think this was their series to lose then, or your series to win?
I think it was kind of both. I feel like whichever team played better would win. I think we're pretty even most of the time when we play them. It just depends who's having a worse day, I guess.
Now, talking about this new Comet squad, previously Shimmer, you essentially had to rebuild Shimmer entirely from scratch after Season 6, following the breakup of TSM Shimmer, and then you lost a lot of pieces in between in the offseason with Phoebe heading back to Australia, Gur stepped down as a coach, etc. What was the process of rebuilding this team essentially from scratch?
It wasn't that difficult. Me and Renna have been wanting to play together for a while, and then me and Phoebe obviously wanted to stick together, and then me and Sully also wanted to play together for a while. So after TSM Shimmer, it kind of just instantly fell into place, and it was really easy to build. It was a little bit sad having to do roster moves just because Phoebe couldn't get her visa, but Serendipity's been great, and she's played extremely well ever since joining the team. So, I don't know, I'm really happy with how everything played out, and it wasn't, I think we started off a little rough, but we're just getting better and better, so.
Most of these new additions to the Shimmer/Comet squad came from, I believe, Aware Impact last season. Not Aware Impact, it's going to come to me. Impact, yeah, from Impact last season. And those are relatively new players in the wider scheme of things in the Impact scene. The fact that you've found success with bringing up new players, does that speak well to the sort of talent development pipeline in the NA Impact scene?
I think it does. I think it's good to pick up new players and help them learn, I guess. But I don't think, I've known of STX for years. We've played against each other in advanced and main. Probably, I think my first season in 2019, I played against her. And so we've known of each other for ages. And when she started playing Impact, it was pretty, I had a feeling we'd eventually one day end up playing together. So I think it was really good. The development of everybody has been really well, and we've all grown together. And I think it is a kind of proof that as long as 5 people get along, we can all build and improve together.
You mentioned getting along and the team relationship being a key to the success of the squad. Is that something you think went wrong at TSM Shimmer?
Absolutely. I think that maybe the biggest issue of that team was just interpersonal random stuff that doesn't really matter. I think there was a lot. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but there was just a lot of disagreements, and it was clear. I guess some of the players on the team didn't mesh with others in the team setting, and I think for me it was splitting up was the best thing that could have happened, because once I was given the freedom to build my own roster, it was just so clear that we'd farm Impact and Advanced too. We've been doing super well in everything, so I'm super happy with how things played out, but I do wish that TSM Impact would have worked out better, but there just ended up being a lot of interpersonal issues, none of which was the fault of TSM, but just the team members themselves not getting along.
Looking at the lay of the land right now at this Philadelphia tournament, we have Comets in the playoffs, and now we have Lotus playing right now to join the top 16 in playoffs. So that'd be 2 Impact squads in playoffs, which, as far as I'm aware, I I think this would be the first time, one, that we've had an Impact squad in a 10K frag playoffs, and then also having multiple Impact squads would be a first as well. What would that sort of not to say what would that mean, or what would that sort of be your takeaway from having two Impact squads make playoffs here?
I think it just shows that everybody's growing, and I think it shows that everyone on my team is doing really well around each other, as well as Lotus. I think it's pretty clear that Lotus has been just improving and improving steadily, and I'm really happy to see them doing well. I think it shows that there isn't really a difference between Impact teams and Advanced and ECL teams. It's just an experience thing. But I think now that teams have been playing together well enough, and that we have more ex-advanced players coming into Impact and teaching the other players, everybody's learning and improving together, and it just shows with the results.
You mentioned ESEA Advanced there. I believe Comets finished 7-7 about mid-table in the league, missing out on playoffs. Are you satisfied with the team's performance in Advanced this season?
Not really. I think we started off kind of rough, and we lost a lot of games that we shouldn't have. But I think our placement kind of reflects on how we played. I think we could have done a lot better, and we fell short in a lot of games that we typically would win. But I think we're still improving, and even from the start of this season to the end of this season, there's a vast difference in our performance. And I think it's fine, and we just are focusing on next season. And missing out on playoffs is sad, but it's not the biggest deal to us. Just improving as a team is.
One of the big storylines in the NA Impact League is sort of the competitiveness gap between every other team and FlyQuest RED. You've always had fighting words for that squad in terms of wanting to beat them, wanting to close that gap. Something that maybe necessarily hasn't happened yet. How do you feel about that gap between your squad and FlyQuest RED now in 2025?
I think we are probably the better team on paper. Just with us, practicing against advanced teams for the entire season, and us playing well against ECL teams and at LAN, I think we've shown that we've improved very fast, and I'm really excited to play against them. I think it'll be a very good game, but in my head, I think we've closed the gap completely, and if we're not better, it's neck and neck.
And then finally, with the team now in playoffs, you'll be kicking off playoffs later today. How are you feeling about playoffs?
I'm excited. I think we'll make a good run. I think we'll surprise some people. I think we already did today. I'm really excited. I've been having a great time at FRAG, and I think it shows. Everyone has been really happy. So.
All right, that is Empathy from Supernova Comments. They'll be in playoffs later today. Thank you so much.